Hey, what's poppin', everybody? The drought continues. It's about as cold right now in the state of Mississippi as I am. Just kidding. I'm way colder than that. I am on a really bad stretch right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Just about everything that I'm putting out there is just not happening right now. I did have a bad stretch last year in the playoffs where I think I went like 3 or 4 days without even getting one pick correct. I am wanting to end that streak today. I am wanting to absolutely end that today. But let's go ahead and talk about it yesterday. The recap. So the lock of the day was Spencer Dinwiddie over 2.5 threes. He had 2 in the first quarter, then would proceed to miss his next 6 over the course of the game and not hit another one for the rest of the game after hitting 2 in the first quarter. The Mavs got up like 20 something at the half and then lost, or almost lost. They won their game right there at the end, but we're up like 20 at the half, and then Clippers came all the way back and almost won. And Spencer Dinwiddie, in the entirety of the rest of the game, the second, third, and fourth quarters, managed to not hit another 3 for the rest of the game. Don't know what else I can do about that one. That's just that's a bad break. And then let's not even talk about it, bro. I mean, Mike Conley had 1 assist at the half. I was this close to like looking to see if he had a game this season where he'd only had 1 assist at the half. But I didn't even look because I know there hasn't been a game this season where he only had 1 assist at the half. 1 assist at the half, finishes the game with 7 and had an assist taken away from him in the first quarter. So he finishes with 7 on the nose. Like, well, I don't know what else I can do there, man. That's just tough right there with Mike. And then we decided to actually play that hockey play yesterday with Mike Hoffman. Finished with 1 shot and had 2 shots blocked. So he took 3 shots on goal, just had 2 of them blocked. Only 1 of them was able to get recorded as a shot on goal. That's how cold I am right now. That a guy that is on a 7 of 8 streak, that is on a 3-game goal streak, the game I take him, dude would get 1 shot. So that's how cold I am right now. But on Instagram yesterday, I was like, if Curry's point line was at 1.5 right now, he would score 1 point. And if I took his over, he would score 1 point and not hit. I don't know what else I can do right now, man. Like, these aren't bad picks. Like, I know people are just going to see that I'm missing picks and think that they're bad picks. But, I mean, the data to back these picks up is not bad picks. I mean, for me to tell you that a hockey player has had at least 2 shots on goal in 7 of his last 8 games, that's not a bad deal. And then against that same team, the New Jersey Devils, he hit it all 3 games last year. He hit that shot total. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Same with Dinwiddie, man. I mean, the Clippers gave up so many threes a game, and he had 2 in the first quarter and then didn't have 1 the rest of the game. It's just like brutal, man. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. But today we're just not going to mess around with it, man. We're just going to go straight up with some stars. We're going to go with some superstars today. So let's go ahead and get it today, boys. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year. Starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here. And if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say, Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. Just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50 to get an extra $50, $20 to get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's picks. All right, today's lock of the day. Like I said, not messing around with it. We're gonna go ahead and play the probably the game of the night between the Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks at 6:40 here tonight. We're gonna go with a guy that I heard in some sports books has slid into the #1 favorite as the MVP candidate. We're gonna go ahead and take Jason Tatum today over 30.5 points. They finally have pushed his total up over 30 points on his prop line. Makes a lot of sense because he's taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Should be a booming game. Should be a great game between these two teams. This game spread sits at just a bucket at 2.5. and the total is the highest of the day at 235. So anticipate a lot of buckets and a very close game. And the guy leading that charge will be Jason Tatum as far as points for the Celtics. In 4 matchups last year, he had 33, 38, and 34. And in one game, he did have 20 on a 5 of 17 shooting night. So destroyed the Hawks last year in his matchups. He has gone over this total 8 out of 14 games this year. This is the highest, I believe, his total has been, or his prop line has been this season at 30.5. As far as how the Hawks have fared, I've talked about it in the past, this year and last. The Hawks really lack an elite perimeter wing defender, and they don't really have someone to guard Jason Tatum. I'm sure at times they're probably going to throw DeAndre Hunter on him, maybe even throw you maybe throw John Collins on him, but John Collins might just be too small to guard him. I didn't necessarily want to just say, okay, this is what power forwards average against the Atlanta Hawks, right? Because Jason Tatum's in a class of his own, right? So we can't just compare him to say, I don't know, James Robinson Earl, right? We can't compare him to that guy. So I went ahead and took other elite power forwards in the league that the Hawks have played and took their numbers. Pascal Siakam versus this Hawks team did have 31. Giannis in 3 matchups had 25, 34, and 27. So elite power forwards that are in that superstar class or tier did have pretty good success versus this Atlanta Hawks team. So give me the lock of the day today. Jason Tatum over 30.5 points. Let's not mess around, man. Let's get it. All right, man. Second play of the day. We took him just last week in the same exact matchup. Give me DeMar DeRozan over 24.5 points today. Takes on the Pelicans. Already, we talked about it earlier this season. Pelicans give up the second most points in the NBA to small forwards. He had 33 in their last matchup, did DeMar DeRozan, and it happened in the way that I thought it would play out. Game stayed close, had his buckets coming into the fourth quarter, and then had the ball primarily in the fourth quarter, and then crushed his line right there late in the fourth quarter as that game stayed close. This game sits at just above a bucket spread, sits at 3.5 with a total of 225. So getting up there pretty good in that total range, and then a close game expected in that 3.5 spread. Also a very, very interesting stat on the season for DeMar. He had a rough game last game versus the Nuggets. Only scored 16 points. This season, when DeMar does not score 20 points, the following game, he is averaging 34 points per game. Has absolute master classes after he has under 20-point performances. He's hit the over all 4 games this season after he's followed it up with an under 20-point performance, meaning in all 4 games this year where he hasn't scored 20 points, he's followed it up with the over this line at 23.5 or 24.5 in all 4 games this year that he's gotten under 20 points. And he's averaging 34 points per game after games where he's scored under 20 points. So even those numbers were making me say, come on, DeMar, don't mess this one up for me. But we're going to go ahead and take the DeMar DeRozan pick over 24.5 points. This is the only guy that I think could end this streak. So come on, DeMar. Don't let me down, man. Okay, in the last play of the day, like I told you guys, we're going straight up with superstars today. We're not messing around with it. Give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander today, over at 28.5 points. Over in 9 of 13 games is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over this line. A guy that averages 31 points per game on the year, but they're keeping his line under 30. I don't know why. It's just free cheddar, I guess. It's supposed to be until I take it and watch. It's not going to. But I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with Shai that I was doing with Jason Tatum up there. Not going to necessarily compare Shai to all of the opposing guards that Washington has played. Just going to kind of take him and compare him to other elite scoring guards that the Wizards have played this season. Guys like Tyrese Halliburton, who's slowly creeping his way up into a probably a perennial all-star kind of range. He had 26 in their first matchup, then he had 25 in their next matchup. A next guy that's probably on that same level as Shai, Donovan Mitchell, 37 points in his matchup. Tyrese Maxey played them twice, 32-28. Not exactly a MVP candidate is Tyrese Maxey, but a very elite scorer when he gets to run the offense is Tyrese Maxey. They did hold Ja to 23 and Luka to 22, but it was their sidemen, their Robins in their games that had big games. So Desmond Bane had a big game, and Spencer Dinwiddie had a big game. So not necessarily that they contained Ja and Luka, it was more so that the other guy, their Robins, had really big games in those games. But other elite scoring guards versus this Washington Wizards team have had their way. It makes a lot of sense. The Wizards, again, like the Hawks, are a guy that don't have a guy on the perimeter that's a really good elite defender, right, when you're looking at that Wizards roster and that Wizards starting 5. Probably going to be Bradley Beal, or I imagine they're not going to throw Monte Morris on Shai Gilgeous tonight. So no one that can really guard Shai on the perimeter. If this game stays close, like the Thunder have been able to do this season, they've been able to keep games very close towards the end of games. He's going to get this line very easy. So give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander today over 28.5 points as our third play of the day today. All right, guys. So that being said, the perfect three slip is the absolute superstar MVP candidate three slip here. We're gonna go with the lock of the day. Jason Tatum over 30.5 points. Then give me DeMar DeRozan over 24.5 points, and give me SGA over 28.5 points as today's lock of the day. Let's get it. All right, boys. With that being said, gonna post this video super early today because I have a very good feeling this is gonna hit. I didn't even think about it too much, man. I just went with the superstars on Wednesday. The superstars on Wednesday always smack. So I'm going to go with it today. If you guys didn't see on Instagram yesterday, I'll throw the clip up here after I finish talking real quick. I took Mattress Mac's $500,000 bet yesterday that he placed for the Houston Cougars, the University of Houston, to win the College Basketball National Championship. Very dope moment. I'll throw the clip up right here. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Got to meet him, got to shake his hand, got to talk to him a little bit, after the cameras were off and all that kind of jazz. Very cool experience. I've never met like a celebrity in my life. I met up with Jack Settleman one time when he was when I went to the Monday Night Football game last week. That was pretty cool. But yeah, Mattress Mac, that was pretty dope. They had cameras there. They were like everywhere. Like there was all kinds of news media and like there was cameras shoved right into his face the whole time. Pretty crazy experience. So I did also make the news. That's where I got that clip from, to make the news from it. But it was pretty cool little experience there. Little flex that I took about Mattress Mac, $500,000 bet in my life. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That was the only the only good thing in my day yesterday after all my picks went 0 for 3 again. With that being said, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.